everyone, welcome to Soar with Hala 34. I'm so glad to be with you here this week again. I am glad to announce that on Friday this week is Autism Awareness Day. Autism is a disorder, a very I wouldn't say rare, but it's a disorder that affects people in the world, and we don't know how someone is born with autism. We don't know how it's just people are born with autism and they can't change that. There's no cure for it. And autism is a spectrum of developmental disorders. It's how do I explain this? It's a bit hard to explain, but people with autism, definitely, I'm sure you've seen people with autism definitely in your lives. Like if you have kids and they're in the schools, I'm sure you've noticed that sometimes on the announcements, the people in the office will come on the announcements and say, close your blinds. Sometimes that will be because a child with autism is outside and people don't want them to get distracted or something. So that is why you might have heard, or your child might have heard on the announcement saying, close your blinds, because there is a child most likely outside who has special needs and is outside, and they don't want anyone to get distracted with that. So this Friday is a day to recognize how hard it is for people who have children with autism or parents with autism in their family, and we need to feel for those who have a person with autism in their family, and we need to spread awareness about it, and we need to know that even if they have a learning disability, they're no different than anyone else, and we should still treat them the same. It might still take more work to be friends with them, and it might take some more patience, but they're still the same as everyone else. So there's no reason to treat others differently, treat others with learning difficulties differently. We need to all recognize that they are people too, and that there's really no difference other than having a disorder. So again, Friday is a day to acknowledge people with autism and to feel for them. And also, if you want to know more information about autism, my mom is a behavioral analyst, and feel free to reach out to her if you have any questions about it, or if there's any ways you can help, because it's important to know more about it. For me, I'm still young. I'm still yet to learn way more about this. But if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to my mom. She will be having an episode on Canar TV on this Friday to talk about autism. So make sure to go watch it this Friday on Canar TV Live on Facebook. Make sure to watch it if you want to learn more about autism. So the book I'm going to be reading is about autism. The book is Since We're Friends, an autism picture book. That is the book I'm going to be reading, and I'm going to be doing an autism-related craft. So I hope you all will enjoy it too. Our quote of the week is, "A failure is not always a mistake. It may simply be the best one can do under the circumstances. The real mistake is to stop trying," by B.F. Skinner. B.F. Skinner is one of the first, or let's say most famous behavioral analysts in the world, and this is a quote by him, and that's a quote by him that I wanted to read, because Skinner is really made an impact to people around the world with autism, and to make the world understand more on why that we need to spread awareness, and that we need to educate ourselves about this situation, about this disorder. So we're going to be reading the book now. I hope you enjoyed the quote as much as I did, and now we're going to be reading the book. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm using Epic again, so let's do that now. There. Since We're Friends, an Autism Picture Book by Celeste Shalley, illustrated by David Harrington. I want to read just a little bit at the start of this book, the foreword. 1 in 110 children is diagnosed with an autism spectrum disorder. This means that just about everyone who knows or will soon know someone who is autistic. Many children with autism are able to take part in mainstream activities and attend a regular school, but they often need a little extra help along the way. With the proper support and understanding, children with autism can participate fully and meaningfully in their communities. Most often we think of this support coming by way of a therapist, a classroom aide, or even a special technology. But in many cases, it arrives in the form of a caring, considerate classmate or friend. Children are natural advocates, not in Washington, D.C., or their state legislators, but just in their everyday lives. They don't see difference the way adults do. They just see potential new friends. Since We're Friends describes how one child can make a huge difference in another's life, just by being himself. In this book, children learn that their actions matter, that their voices can be strong and loud, and that love, understanding, and compassion can profoundly change another's life and improve our world in the process. Now let's get on with the book. It's finally summer vacation. It's going to be perfect because I'm going to hang out with my friend Matt, who lives across the street. We have tons of fun together because we like the same things. Matt acts a little different from my other friends, though. He has autism. That means his brain works different from mine. He thinks about and feels things in a different way I do, but we still have a great time together. We both love sports. Football, basketball, baseball, and soccer. You name it, we play it. We play on the Cougars basketball team together. Matt is good at scoring, and I'm good at dribbling and passing. We make a good team because we work together. Sometimes Matt has a hard time following directions at practice. He doesn't always understand what the coach is saying. It's hard for him to listen when the gym is really loud. Since we're friends, I show Matt what to do. We have a lot of fun riding the swings at the park. We like to swing super high and pretend we're on a rocket ship blasting off into outer space. Sometimes our feet touch the clouds. If someone is on Matt's favorite swing, he gets very upset and starts yelling. It makes him feel happy to play something the same way every time. Since we're friends, I try to think of something to do while we're waiting, like playing soccer or football. Matt is very interested in animals. When Matt is interested in something, he wants to talk about it all the time. We look at books and watch movies together about animals. We walk around the block together and make up crazy names for the neighborhood dogs. Then we feed them treats through the fence. Since we're friends, I don't mind talking about animals a lot because I like them too. Matt and I go to the pool almost every day. We bring squirt guns, balls, and other toys with us. We soak our football with water and try to splash each other with it. We slide down the water slide and then chase each other with squirt guns and attack. Sometimes kids take our toys without asking. Matt gets frustrated and anxious. He's worried the kids are going to take the toys home and never give them back. Since we're friends, I figure out a way we can all play together so that Matt can stop worrying and be calm. When the pool is closed for repairs, Matt gets furious. He doesn't like it when our plans suddenly change. I feel disappointed too. Since we're friends, I think of a new plan and invite Matt to my house to run through the sprinkler. We spray each other with the hose and pretend we're firefighters. At night, the kids from our neighborhood get together to play freeze tag. Matt and I like to play because we can run as fast as lightning. Focus closure. Never play freeze tag in the night. This is just a book, but seriously, it's really dangerous. Some kids think Matt is weird because it's hard to understand the way he talks. They don't want him to play because sometimes he acts wild when he's excited. Since we're friends, I don't want him to feel left out, so I asked Matt if he wants to play tag with me and my friends. Matt and I always have so much fun together. When it's time for one of us to go home, Matt gets stubborn and sad because he does not want the fun to stop. Since we're friends, I make it easier for him and invite him to come over for breakfast in the morning. I give Matt a high five and say, "I'll see you tomorrow." And that's the end of our book. It's a nice little book. I found it's really nice, and it sort of showed how you can help someone who has autism. If they're a friend of yours at school, it shows how you can help them, and it's very good solutions to some of these problems. Like, for example, talking a lot about the same thing over and over and over, or getting frustrated if things don't go their way, or these little things that happen if you have autism spectrum disorder. I have a kid in my class who is in grade 4. I have a split class, and he has autism spectrum disorder. And sometimes other teachers or therapists or teachers from other classes, specialists in autism, they come in and they help him when he's feeling stuck or when he's feeling angry. Sometimes it'll be the middle of class and someone will walk in and they'll be like we need the child to come outside with us. And he'll take many breaks often because I'm not sure why, but I think a lot of children with autism need a lot of breaks throughout the day so that they don't get frustrated on one thing, and he would go on constant breaks all the time. So that's something that happened in our class, and really, he's not too different from the others. Like, there's some things that he needs help with, some difficulties. Sometimes he'll sleep in the middle of class. Sometimes he won't do the same work as the other kids, but he still plays the same. We still play wall ball together. We find fun things we can do together, all together, that he will enjoy too, and that we know is fitting for him. So there's just some things that you can do to make someone with autism feel happy, and it's not too hard to make someone stay. So if you know anyone who has autism, or anyone in your class or in your children's class or something, make sure to make them happy. Maybe invite them to play with your friends. I know they get excluded a lot and maybe bullied for having autism when they can't control that. So maybe you can make someone stay. So now we're going to move on to the craft, a craft that I'm really excited about. And we're going to be making a wreath with the symbol of autism on it. So I'm going to read a little bit about the Autism Awareness ribbon. The Autism Awareness ribbon. The puzzle pattern reflects the complexity of the autism spectrum. The different colors and shapes represent the diversity of the people and families living with the condition. The brightness of the ribbon signals hope. Hope that through increased awareness of autism and through early intervention and access to appropriate services or supports, people with autism will lead full lives, able to interact with the world on with their own terms. So that's talking about the Autism Awareness ribbon. So the ribbon, or the symbol, is a ribbon with puzzle pieces on it, or just a puzzle piece, because like it said, in different colors, showing how the mind of a child with autism works, sort of. So it's bright and different colors and all over the place. So that's sort of that's why they made the symbol of the autism spectrum disorder like that, the Autism Awareness ribbon like that. So we're going to be making a wreath with the symbol with the puzzle pieces on the wreath. So what you're going to need for this is some little pieces of any colored ribbons. For the ribbons I picked, this cyan color, this lighter blue color that's kind of looks like the cyan color, but you can see sort of a difference. White, dark blue, and over here we have red. Ooh, I kind of gave away some. red, yellow, and yep, that's pretty much all we have, all the colors. So it's a bunch of different colors. So that's what you're gonna need: ribbons and a nice, just a simple wreath. You can get these at Dollarama, and you can hang this wreath on your door to show some awareness for people with autism. You can hang the wreath on your door to show support for those who have autism. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna double knot all the ribbons over here, and I know it looks a little bit all over the place, but it'll look better once you glue the puzzle pieces on. So now we're going to glue, not glue. I saved some ribbons. I did many of these in advance because it's going to take a really long time for me to do all these on camera in front of you guys, and I don't want to spend all the time we have for the session. So we're just going to do, I just saved a few ribbons to do with you guys, and the rest I did in advance because it's faster. So I'm just gonna do this. Take the other one. Really, it's just a simple knot. If you don't want to do a knot, you could just take it like this and kind of do an X, like the way you tie your shoes at the start, the first step to tying your shoes. But you're going to do that first step twice so that it stays on, it doesn't fall off in the wind or something. And also, if it's windy outside and weather for disaster, and you don't want this beautiful wreath to fall off or get damaged, make sure to take it inside, because we don't want all this time to be wasted, and we don't want our beautiful wreath to be ruined. So we're gonna put the last string on. Actually, I don't know about you, but I actually find this kind of fun, tying all the ribbons on. I don't know why, I just like it. Tying all the ribbons on, tie. There we go. And you can decorate it any way you like, just make sure to put the symbol, which is puzzle pieces. So the next thing you're gonna need is some scissors to cut out the foam pieces. Yes, you're gonna need some foam pieces, foam to cut out the little puzzle pieces. So over here, I have 6 puzzle pieces, not too much. You don't want it to put it everywhere because we don't want to cover our ribbons. And you're gonna need some hot glue. Again, be careful with hot glue. Excuse me about that. The hot glue is just stuck over there. I finally got it. Okay, gonna need some hot glue. And some hot glue sticks, of course. I'm gonna take out the hot glue sticks. I think this needs to be cut. These hot glue sticks are annoying, this package. Okay, I got it open. I'm gonna take a hot glue stick and stick it inside a glue gun that is very dirty from all the different times I've used hot glue. Okay, so now we have it over here. Let's test it out. Yep, works perfectly fine. We're gonna grab our puzzle pieces, and I may have made the actual puzzle piece part over here a bit too thin, but that's fine. We're gonna glue it on. Be really careful with hot glue because you don't want to get burned. It really hurts when you get burned with hot glue. I should know because when I was doing one of the crafts for this story, well, not this story, but the Story with Hala program, I was doing some work in advance on the program, and I got burned. I burned my finger with the hot glue, and it really hurts actually. If you burn it really hard, it hurts. So just be careful with hot glue. You don't want to get yourself burned. Just I'm trying to show, just like this, like a little puzzle piece. And it may take some work and effort, but it'll show support and it'll raise awareness about autism spectrum disorder. And who knows, maybe someone will see your wreath and wonder why there's puzzle pieces on. We'll go look it up on Google or ask a parent or a friend, and they'll learn something new that day. And that's exactly what we want to do, raise awareness and educate neighbors and people who walk by your door. And I'm sure if a family, I'm going to say a family of autism, sees this wreath, they'll be very happy because it's a serious problem that needs to be acknowledged. So I'm sure you'll make someone smile with this wreath. We're going to glue the last of our puzzle pieces on there. Glue them on, glue them on, glue them on. Just like this. I think I made some extra puzzle pieces. I think I might add a little bit to the glue because I want to be generous with it. I want it to be long lasting and not just to fall off. I'm going to add more glue to this after we finish the episode. Be generous with the glue so that it can stick really well on there. Add the puzzle piece. I have one more, but I don't have any more space. So yeah, and if I were you, I wouldn't stick to just one color because the symbol, and I will show you the symbol in a moment. There it is. The symbol has different colored puzzle pieces on there. So I'm going to show you the symbol right here. And I'm not sure how that infinity sign popped up because I don't recall that being the symbol of the autism spectrum disorder. I don't think it is. Maybe it's just something different. And you can leave a little space between these two puzzle pieces, like right here, so that you can have space to hang it up. So that is the end of our craft. This really pretty wreath that I'm very excited to hang up on my door. And actually, I have a Sharpie marker with me right here. I'm going to write down on the puzzle pieces, autism awareness.
How long was it?
Excuse me about that, just some background noise. And I'm just going to keep on writing autism awareness. Like on one puzzle piece, you write autism. On the other puzzle piece, you write awareness, autism awareness, autism awareness. You know? Done. So we have finished our craft. A really beautiful wreath that I hope you all enjoyed. I actually love this wreath. Like, I think it's really, really pretty, and the ribbons really added to it. So make sure to put the ribbons over here because without the ribbons, it would look kind of plain. So I'm really happy about this. It looks really pretty, and I want to put it outside on my door right now, actually, after I finish with this episode. I hope you all enjoyed our craft, beautiful wreath, and the story and the quote by B.F. Skinner, the father of behavioral research. Excuse me, I keep on pronouncing things wrong. Behavioral research. And I hope you all enjoyed the story, the quote, and the craft. Join me next week on Story with Hala 35 at Canar TV Live on Facebook every 5 o'clock on Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining with me. Make sure to tune in, and I'll see you next week. Bye!